Going on a rant today about John Connor, coming from Tokyo, Japan. Some people call me. Gonna give a quick shout out to OG Star Wars, very cool channel. Thank you for the support. I'll mention her again some other time. Alright, so I haven't seen Dark Fate T6, and I'm not going to. And the reason is, there's one scene in there, spoilers ahead, that I don't want to see. And that scene is John Connor getting killed in the very beginning. And from what I hear, it's like the very, very beginning. So we have, in the Terminator franchise, John Connor as the man who is there to save humanity. And now it seems like, for some reason, he has to get killed, and we have to have Danny Ramos be the girl who saves humanity. Well, okay. First of all, the problem with this is that this narrative has been going on where they've been having the classical male character, usually from the 80s franchises, which a lot of us have loved for a long time, being replaced by women. And it just feels like at this point it's kind of being done deliberately. And I just can't get behind this story that I've seen over and over where Luke is replaced by Ray as a main lead, Ghostbusters are women, James Bond is not replaced by a woman, but 007 will be played by a woman, Thor is a woman, and I'm sure we can name a couple others, but it's not that I don't like women, because there are a slew of women I like, including Sarah Connor, one of my favorites. I just don't like the pattern of this replacement that's going on, and it feels like John Connor is killed for this pattern of replacement. Like it or not, that's how I feel, and I think it's pretty obvious that it's going on these days, and I think James Cameron, is in on drinking the punch with Kathleen Kennedy, and, they're like, heh, look at this, another franchise down the drain. I know what you're thinking. He doesn't know her. They all know each other. That's my opinion. I have no proof. This is a rant anyway. So I'm going to read some comments off of Reddit I got, and yeah, they're kind of negative, but there were positive comments too. But I'm focusing on the negative because I'm negative about this movie. Here's the first comment. Honestly, it feels like they just shat on the first two films by having John killed. The entire concept that he's the one man who leads the resistance to salvation is vanquished in a 1-minute scene, and that sucks. And I feel exactly the same way as this guy. This guy has seen the movie, he thinks that sucks, and I'm going to take the cue on this one and just not see the movie. A lot of times I hear something like, oh, this is bad, don't see it, Canto Bite sucks, don't see it, but I see the movie. And in this case, I'm just not going to see it. Just on watching it, 6.5 for me. Really disappointing, pointless sequel, but again, it's much better than 3, Salvation, Genesis, but nothing much. It's just copy-paste first two movies combined into one heavy, shitty CGI flying everywhere. Now, I liked Salvation. I kind of like Salvation quite a bit, actually. 3 I haven't seen in so long, I can't judge, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was kind of cool. I liked the woman Terminator in that one, and yeah, I kind of like that. Genesis was absolutely horrible. I said this last video, not going to go through it again. Genesis, I think, was like a 2 out of 10 for me. But aside from him being obviously okay with John getting killed, because 6.5 is a pretty good score, he says it's still a copy-paste of the first two movies. Alright, so this guy here kind of liked it. And I picked this comment, it's kind of positive, but he mentioned something about Danny Ramos, which I had kind of been thinking, that she's not that interesting and there was probably no reason to replace John with her. I was rather underwhelmed by the trailers and genuinely wasn't expecting much, but like yourself was pleasantly surprised. I actually thought Mackenzie Davis stole the show, Linda, then Arnold thereafter, although Schwarzenegger was great when he was on screen. Ray's really the only weak link. It wasn't that she was bad, just outshone by everyone else stepping up to the plate. And here's the thing, if they're going to replace some character that I really love, why aren't you going to replace it with another character that's really great? Why replace it with a mediocre character? That's what kind of gets me thinking about this deliberate nature, like, well, John had his day and we gotta have a woman in the place now. But we already have, like, one of the best women of all time, and Mackenzie's a woman, so why not just have John in there? Maybe he does die, but not in the beginning to just be replaced. I also heard that it's going to get a little political with the Mexican War, which I don't totally hate, but why put this political stuff in there instead of John Connor, an iconic character. That's what I just don't want to see. I'm not going to give it a chance. I just don't care. How good can it possibly be? How good can this movie possibly be where I'm going to be like, wow, I'm so happy I saw that. That was the best ever. No, it's going to be, at best, like a pretty good Terminator movie. And when you do something like switch out John for a character like Danny Ramos, who's just like okay-ish, then nah, just not interested. Okay, that line was pretty cringe. You're not just some mother who gives birth to a man who saves the world. Was about to watch this movie before finding out John's spoiler. I'm glad I did. Long live T1, T2. So he's saying that he's glad he found out that John dies because he's not going to see the movie, which is exactly like me. Now I'm assuming this line here is said to Danny Ramos by Sarah Connor, probably, who's John's mother, and this is like kind of an insult to John's character. Like, oh, well, you know, I was looked at as the woman who gave birth to the man who saved the world, and I was nothing. Which we know is just total bullshit, because nobody ever thought Sarah Connor was nothing. Everyone thought Sarah Connor was like one of the best female lead badass characters of all time. Nobody ever in the 80s, 90s, and today was ever sitting there like, Sarah Connor, oh, that was just the woman who gave birth to John Connor, and John Connor's the man, he's the hero. Such bullshit. That is a woke line with a capital W-O-K-E. And, you know, call me critical, call me a prick, but a single line sometimes can ruin a movie for me because I know the intentions. Like Dark Phoenix, once you hear that line, well, the women save all the men around here, Professor. And Professor's just like, oh, that's right. It kind of just ruins the whole mood for me because I know what the intention was. Let me know what you guys think about that. Are you seeing T2? No, you probably saw it already. Are you seeing T6 in the theater? Dark Fate? I'm not boycotting. I'm not going crazy, you know, but I'm not seeing it. They can't get my money. James Cameron seems like he didn't age so well. You guys let me know if I'm wrong. I don't know so much about him. I thought Avatar was pretty good, along with some of his other movies that were pretty good, but this seems like he's going down the wrong path and drinking some punch that's going around in Hollywood now. Okay, click that subscribe button, doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. Do one more, what the hell, it's the end of the video, who's watching anyway? Shout out to Daytona Falls, they've been around here for a while, giving me some great support, thank you guys, cool channel, we agree a lot. Alright, that's it, see you next time.
If you are not subscribed to this channel, The Entertainment Hacker, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button now.